And now it's time to hit the road. Today is day 3 of our cross-country drive to Decision Day with our own Jon Allen and crew cruising down I-80, talking to voters in 8 competitive House races across 5 states from New Jersey to Nebraska. These are the districts that could decide House control. And today, Jon and company are in Ohio. The first district, first they visited the 7th congressional district, where embattled Congressman Max Miller has defied bipartisan demands to end his campaign amid domestic abuse allegations made by his ex-wife, which he denies. But they've made their way to Ohio's 9th congressional district, which is a rare GOP pickup opportunity, as Republicans hope that a newly redrawn congressional map helps them defeat longtime Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur. Jon Allen joins me now from Toledo. Jon, hello. Great to see you. Glad to see that you are surviving this lengthy road trip. Let's talk first about the 9th congressional district, which has really been a Democratic stronghold before redistricting. How has redistricting weakened their grip on that seat?
Yeah, Marcy Kaptur, the incumbent congresswoman here, has been here since the 1980s. Republicans redrew Ohio districts at the behest of President Trump. And what they did is they added some conservative Republican areas in the western part of the state to try to give a better chance to Derek Merrin, the Republican who lost to Marcy Kaptur in the last election in 2024. That race was decided by about 2,300 votes, less than 1%. So Republicans are looking at that as an opportunity by changing the nature of the district a little bit to go after Kaptur. Of course, the question is going to be for her whether Democratic enthusiasm outmatches that Republican redistricting shift. One of the big issues here, you can see behind me, a new data center. Big issue in this district. Kaptur has said the companies should be paying for their footprint as they build data centers. If they're going to build data centers, Merrin in the state legislature had voted for tax breaks to bring in more data centers like the one behind me here in Sandusky.
Okay, so earlier today you were embattled Congressman Max Miller's district. He's, of course, facing domestic abuse allegations. He does deny those by his ex-wife. She, of course, the daughter of the Republican senator from Ohio, Bernie Moreno. He is one of several Republicans calling for Miller to end his campaign. But what are voters saying about the accusations and whether or not Miller should bow out?
Yeah, this is a problem for Max Miller. As we talked to voters, we heard from several of them that they are concerned about this. There certainly was one woman off camera who said she's going to probably vote for Miller anyway. But let's listen to what Katie Hines, a Republican, had to say. The local congressman, Max Miller, are you familiar with him?
Mm-hmm.
Did you vote for him in the past?
I did.
Do you know if you're going to vote for him in November?
I don't think I will. Again, it's kind of back to there's too much intermingling of exterior items that are affecting day to day. So, like, what he's got going on in his personal world, unfortunately, is going to roll over into his day to day, and we need to get things done. So, like, as a person in politics, you have to realize what your position is and how people around you will react to what's going on. And I just don't feel like that's a good fit for him at the moment, because I don't think we're going to get a lot accomplished because we're going to be too busy focusing on other stuff.
It sounds to me like what you're saying is, and tell me if I'm wrong because I don't want to overinterpret it. It sounds to me like what you're saying is, regardless of whether the allegations against him are true, the sideshow makes it
exactly
too difficult to support that.
Exactly.
To represent you.
Exactly.
And Katie was one of several Republicans we talked to who said they were concerned about the allegations, might vote against them if the allegations are true. And in her case, regardless of whether they're true, she thinks it's too much of a sideshow. We were talking to her in the public square there in Medina, Ohio, and she did say that she might vote, not just not vote for Miller, but actually vote for the Democrat Brian Poindexter, an iron worker who suddenly finds his campaign as one of the most competitive in the country.
And you also spoke to a Republican who's quite upset with his own party. What did he tell you, Jon?
Yeah, this was fascinating, Ryan. We talked to Rich Beebe in Strongsville, Ohio, and just take a listen to what he had to say. You're still a registered Republican.
I am.
Do you vote in Republican primaries?
I do.
So you're just not happy with the way
I'm not happy with, well, the party that I know doesn't exist. Yeah. Hopefully it finds its way.
If you could say something to President Trump right now, what would you say?
Resign. You're destroying the country.
And so there's a Republican voter, longtime Republican voter, still votes in the primaries, not going to vote for Max Miller, obviously very upset with President Trump. Wow.
It's pretty incredible to hear that directly from Republican voters, not from pundits or trying to interpret polls. So, John, we were watching yesterday. We know you guys had some car trouble in the form of a flat tire. Did Frank Thorpe, someone else from your crew, manage to put on the donut? Were you able to get the new tire? Our viewers are waiting to make sure that you guys are okay.
I would love to give you a total play-by-play of Frank Thorpe and Marshall Crook, my compatriots here, jacking up the tire and taking it off and putting it back on. But actually, I think you'd see some video there of Phil at a tire station we were at in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, basically patching the tire for us, getting it back on the minivan. So we're now calling the minivan the Philmobile in honor of the excellent work that was done to keep us going on this road trip.
That's good. So they could fill the tire. You didn't have to get a whole new tire. That's a good sign. That's great news.
No, it was good for NBC News and the credit card that we did not have to get the whole new tire.
Explain that expense report. Okay. All right. Jon Allen, great work out there, buddy. Glad to see you guys are having a good time. Try and keep those tires full of air for the rest of this trip. We'll see you in Iowa tomorrow for day 4.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.